Hello, it's Stacy from Bubbles and Biscuits, and I'm still on the icon.
Yeah.
So grab your bubbles and sit your biscuits down, because it's cruising time. So let's talk about it. Hello, my fellow cruisers! We're here today to talk about the food and the beverages that are on the ship. And by saying that, I'm talking about, this is actually going to be possibly like a 2 to 3 part video, because I need y'all to follow along with me, and I'm trying not to make this as long as possible, but also get my point across. Because if you don't understand all the pieces, you won't understand my point. All right. So, as we know, the Icon is the biggest ship that's out there. It is a ship that can hold 10,000 people. That's between crew and passengers. Now, with that being said, you're looking about almost, 2,500, 3,000 crew-ish, and, the other half is passengers. Let's go through the room count for guests. There are a total of 2,805 rooms available. Out of that count, it's really funny, if you go to the website for the Icon, they mention only the suite room count, the balcony room count, and the ocean view room count. You know what's not included? The inside room count. There's a reason why I'm mentioning this to you. Stay with me, okay? There's 179 suite rooms. I mention this because suites, they actually have access to 2 restaurants that complementary does not. 1 sit down, 1 buffet type. There are 1,405 balconies that's available. Balconies, ocean view, and inside qualify for a complimentary unless you buy the food package. I mean, suites also can buy the food package as well. There's 276 ocean view rooms, which that's the room with a window, but you don't have a balcony. But you're not in the dark like the inside. As I said, if you go to the website, it does not mention how many inside rooms are there. So you got to do the math. By doing so, the actual count of inside rooms is 945 inside rooms. All right. Now, you have to consider that all of these rooms, minimum can hold 2, some can hold 4 or 5, and depending on the room, maybe 6. Because, the big suite in the back can hold a lot of people. So, think about the breakdown. Suite guests have access to 2 restaurants, and all the rest for complimentary do not. Okay. Next we have is specialty restaurants. You have the ultimate dining package with surcharges. And when I say surcharges, it's if you buy the package, which I did actually have the package, but I removed the package because I actually had my sister-in-law join my room, and I already knew she wasn't going to buy the package. So it's kind of, it's kind of rude for me to every night or every dinner and lunch not be eaten with her, and I wanted to get the full extent out of the package if I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna try and use it. So that being said, I actually dropped the package, but I did see some of the restrictions of the package. Within the package, if you go to the Empire Supper Club, it is $130 surcharge on top of the price of the food package. Now, I got mine at about 25% off, and when you buy the Ultimate Dining Package, this is not the 1-meal one or the 3-meal specialty one or what have you. This is the unlimited lunch and dinner. The thing is, if I'm buying an Ultimate Dining Package, I'm a little bit disappointed and a wee bit heated that I have to pay a surcharge on top of the amount I already paid. When you go ahead and you buy a unlimited package, any package, pretty much the only thing that you can add onto your room that doesn't cost gratuities is the internet package, okay? Yeah, like pre-booking for things. So, unless it's a short excursions too. So in this situation, it had $130 for the Empire Supper Club. All right. On top of, when I paid, it was $371, and that included gratuities. So $400 on top of $130 leaves a little bit of bad taste in my mouth. Okay. And the Supper Club is not the actual chef's table. Supper Club is going back to the days of old style New York. I mean, when you see the room, you know what it is. That posh, old velvet look. Like you expect, little flappers to walk in and doing like their little dance. That's what you're expecting in there. So it's old style New York. Then you have the celebration table. That's actually the chef's table and also can be like used as VP because only 12 people can sit in there. With the celebration table, that also has a surcharge as well. I want to say the celebration table, it is $400. You also have Zumi Hibachi Sushi, and that has a $40 surcharge. To clarify, unless you're actually booked with the Icon, you won't see the pricing of how much these things are. Hear me out. So when I booked it and then I removed it, unless you're actually on the Icon, you won't see the prices, period. So I'm not booked again. So don't quote me on the prices, but I'm just going to say there are 3 restaurants where it actually has a surcharge if you get the Ultimate Dining Pass, period. Now, moving along, you also have the Ultimate Dining Package without surcharge. These are your restaurants. The basic ones that exist. You have the Chops Grill, which is a steakhouse. Hook Seafood, which is a seafood restaurant. And then you also have the Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar. Consider the fact that we're only talking about food package. This is not the beverage package. Okay? So with these 3 restaurants here, you can go to like dinner and lunch per se. I think there might be a cap on lunch where you can only have 1 lunch. But as I said, read into the rules on this before you agree. It's important. So yeah, I want to say Hooked is actually open for lunch. Anyway, then you have Ultimate Dining Package that are a la carte restaurants with food credits. Azumi in the Park, which is sushi. That one is one that has food credits. Okay, it's applied. I think you only get like $20 in food credits for like the sushi, and that's probably like 1 roll. Playmaker, which is like bar and sports food. Pier 7, which is like, it's a hodgepodge. It's in the back of the ship. It's actually where Surfside is. So, you're kind of looking for like quick eats back there. Sugar Beach. Sugar Beach is the snack spot. I want to say you can get I think I saw churros over there. And like pretzel bites and some stuff. Then you also got a la carte restaurants without food credits, which includes Starbucks on the ship. Starbucks is the first thing you see on the ship when you walk in on deck 5, y'all. I've never seen Starbucks that close on access. Like, oh, welcome aboard, Starbucks. It was great. You also have Deserted, which is the milkshake spot. The milkshakes ain't cheap if you go in. I mean, they're not cheap, period. But then they also add gratuities on it and stuff like that. Now, consider you have complimentary restaurants as well, all right? This is very important. You have sit-down restaurants, because I broke this down. We have sit-down restaurants, buffet-style restaurants, walk-up-and-order restaurants, not really complimentary restaurants. So, with sit-down and dining, main dining room, and coastal kitchen, that is only for suite guests. Coastal kitchen is suite guests only. Remember that 179 rooms? They only got access to that. And there's also the Park Cafe. The Park Cafe. It's very, very quaint. Now, out of the 3 restaurants, you can sit down and have a full course meal at the main dining room. You can sit down and have a full course meal at the coastal kitchen. That's only 2 restaurants where you sit down with a napkin, fork, and the whole 9 yards. And it's full service, in my opinion. Park Cafe. Yes, you can sit down. However, you're eating soup's a sandwich. Okay? So at that point, that is not the same to me as a restaurant where I can get a 3-course meal. All right? So practically, you only got 2 restaurants on the ship for we the complimentary folks. All right? To eat from. If you want a regular meal to sit down and act like you just went to Chili's, or, I mean, well, not necessarily Chili's, because main dining room is better than that. And it's not, you're not talking about like Ruth Chris. So, what's a happy medium? Olive Garden. You know, maybe, what do you call it? Carrabba's. Maybe Carrabba's. Even Longhorns isn't like dressing fancy anymore. So, but anyway, the main thing is, when I say a sit-down restaurant, I'm talking one you actually got to get dressed for and you look good, or at least casual, not just drive-by eats. So with the main dining room, you're sat down and you eat. Coastal Kitchen is supposed to be a higher elevated version of the main dining. Sorry. And then the Park Cafe, in my opinion, it's still like a drive-by eats, but it's a sit down and you can order. Buffet style. Windjammer Cafe. All right, this is the first night spread. Got fried chicken wings. This is supposedly the Asian stall. You got some bread. Clam chowder. Papadum. You have some chicken curry. Some lentils. Rice. Back there's a gluten-free section. You have chicken stir fry. Everything looks good. Looks fresh. Baked polenta, baked pasta, mashed potatoes, pasta. This is a salad bar. We have already prepared Little Caesar salads. We have some fruit here. Kiwi, pear. Full spread for salad on this side. Rest of your fixings including tuna, eggs, a full spread. It's definitely a full spread, y'all. Here's the cheese station. They got hard-boiled eggs with anchovies. Anchovies! Look at that little swan. Pretty nice. And the fish, they did great on those. Marinated olives, carrots, squid, you name it. This is at the salad bar. Here's the beverages. You have coffee on the spigot, water, some juice, fruit. You have some jambalaya, biscuits, pulled pork. Then you got the American food on this side. So it's two sides to the Windjammer, but they have only one side open right now. So this is off the grill. You can make your own loaded potato with bacon included. Carnival, take note, it's not on shift right now. You got some mint jelly. You have grilled lamb chop, chicken fingers, mac and cheese, chili, hot dogs, hamburgers. Just toppings for your hot dogs and hamburgers. A little bit of stuff from the salad bar. Then you have a whole pasta station. So you have custom made pasta. Now, for the dessert section. Dessert. It is true, I did not go over to the gluten section because the gluten section is on the other side, and there's a lot going on over there. Boston cream pie. I will be back for you. Blueberry cheesecake. Looks like key lime pie. Nice. Chocolate brownie. Jello red velvet. Red velvet whoopie pie. Chocolate fondant. Some royal cheesecake. And cookies galore. And that's your first night at the Windjammer. The Surfside Eatery. Surfside. And that's the Surfside Cafe. So, let's see. They may let me in, I'm not sure. I got a knock. Knock, knock, knock. So I didn't actually get a chance to come down here and eat. We kind of stayed toward the Windjammer. Just because of options and stuff. But yeah, so this is the buffet. They're getting ready for tomorrow for the next crew. El Loco Fresh and the Grove. The Grove is suite access only. Yeah, so you do have multiple buffet spots. It's not a problem. But you have Windjammer Cafe has a variety of food in there. Surfside Eatery has a variety of food in there. El Loco Fresh is Mexican food. And the Grove is Mediterranean food. Then you have Walk Up and Order. Aquadome Market, which consists of taco. So this is the seating in the Aquadome Market. So far, the menu has not really been changing. There you have your coffee, your tea, your juice station, and water. The station on the end, crepe station. There you go. You had a crepe station at the end. Not bad assortment. Very, very nice. So far, it hasn't really been changing. That's your menu. Classic salted hazelnut and bananas and strawberry Nutella. I tried the Asian cuisine spot, which has like sweet and sour shrimp, I want to say is what they had. They also had some chicken. They also did have, I want to say, a little bit of either steak or pork. I didn't eat there. It looked dry to me. So, well, no, I did get the spring rolls, and they were still dry. Anyways, and then your mac and cheese, yeah, they're making the mac and cheese, but you're not going to get custom mac and cheese. You only get like 4 types of mac and cheese, and that's all you can pick from. Pepperoni mac, broccoli mac, chili mac, bacon mac, and classic mac. So, in opinion, bacon mac is the best they ever got. The gyro station is pretty much the only place you can really custom, but past the meat, lettuce, tomato, but you know, whatever. Contain your like pitas. So far, they've only had. Oh, this will be quick. They only have just chicken and pork. They've not actually had goat. I'm a little bit concerned. So they do have the rest of the assortments for everything. Place where you can get hotter sandwiches and stuff like that. But all of these things are okay, so the sandwich is a pre-made sandwich already. So you're just picking what sandwich you want. You can't really customize your sandwich in this place. You want it. And then this is the second to last station. Toast and garden. Oh, this one, you can get the grinder, the harvest, Montebello, and Monte Cristo, which are these lovely guys. You can also get a watermelon salad, which that's kind of weird, but it is what it is. And that is Parmesan. That is not mozzarella, people. Tried it, not a fan. And here is the soda area. So if you get soda, this man does not have a gun. That's probably the best option out here. So yeah, this is the Aqua Market. Then you have the Pearl Cafe. A Pearl Cafe is another place you walk up and order, and they have pre-made sandwiches, no customization. They got salads. They have no soup. There's a drink bar on the side where it's kind of like what you would find in a buffet. And then they got a whole entire big case of desserts. So, sandwiches pre-made, that's about it. Chicken, looks dry as hell. Mushroom berry, that thing looks ashy. Hello. Quinoa salad. I like the ones with the eggs. So I made a curry sandwich. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's yesterday's curry. Also, this, don't fall for this, ham and cheese sandwich. Oh, it's a ham and cheese. So, stick with me here. That's cheese, not cheese. There's my finger. That little thing at the bottom is not cheese. That's a freaking potato. Do not fall for it thinking like that's cheese. Stick that in your mouth and be disappointed. Because that is not freaking cheese, y'all. I ate that and I was like, how are you going to use a filler for this one? Now, I've never been so disappointed in a salad until that moment. Thorough disappointment. And anger. Mostly anger. Sorrento's is pizza. They do make the pizza fresh. There's only like one specialty pizza that they do a night that's not, pepperoni and cheese, DN, maybe one veggie, and then the specialty. Then you have the Surfside Bites, which that's snack food. Surfside Bites. There's a little kiddie play spot. Then you have the Vitality Cafe, and that is only in the spa. So they got like little juices and fruits and stuff like that, and that is considered complimentary in the spa. And Sprinkles. Sprinkles is ice cream. So, yay, ice cream. And then what I kind of find hard is they call these two complimentary. To me, this is not complimentary, but I put them here. Base Camp. Base Camp to me is a lie being considered complimentary. You know why? Because you gonna serve me tater tots and then you call it complimentary. Let's talk about where base camp is, okay? Base camp is in the back of the ship. It's the same floor as the hideout, hideaway, with the adults in the adult section. Base camp is when you're in the hideaway, it's on the left side of the ship, not near the flow rider. But as I said, it's on the left side of the ship near the golf course, which means kids are already up here on this floor, and you are going to serve them, a hot dog, that's complimentary, tater tots, and I want to say it's pretzel bites. Those three things are the only complimentary things you can get at base camp. Consider base camp is also behind the Windjammer, which the Windjammer you actually cannot access from the outside of floor 16 from the back. You have to access the Windjammer from the center of the ship. Now, the reason why I have beef about this, you had three little things on there and you consider this complimentary. That's not complimentary to me. Why are you charging money for a hamburger? If you got the hot dogs for free, put the hamburger on there too, because that's kind of not fair. The hideaway is already hot as hell because you ain't got no shade back there. And then the place where you finally do get some shade, I can't even get a hamburger. Come on, man. Not even a complimentary hamburger. That's messed up. That's messed up. It's on the backside of the Windjammer. Why do you have to make the hamburger pricey? Some people don't want to eat hot dogs. Some people can't eat hot dogs. But that's unnecessary. Personally, because if you're already in the back of the ship like that, you're either doing things with your kids or you're doing something with water. You can't even go to another location being soaking wet. You either got to have, shirt and, no swim clothes because you're dripping all over the place. So the only place that's open outside kind of access like that, you don't even make that complimentary, and it's right there. You cannot have full-grown adults in the hideaway, alcohol and liquored up like it's no tomorrow, and only give them hot dogs. That's really messed up. And tater tots. That's really messed up. That's a bad situation waiting to happen, especially if they're sunburnt, liquored up, and they're hungry. Do not recommend. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. That's something that needs to change. So base camp, in my opinion, should not be considered complimentary, but it's listed on their website as complimentary. Room service is listed as complimentary as well. Breakfast is complimentary. Breakfast is complimentary. Not lunch and dinner. So you get charged the service charge, and that's about it from my understanding, but it's a service charge per plate. Yeah. Because they got to get their gratuities on that as well. So, I bring all this up to let you know several different things. One, on complimentary and specialty, on complimentary, there's certain additions that I have on this list that they actually don't even have on their website when you look up the icon. But we know they exist. You can see it on the deck map. So this is not just like I'm crazy. Surfside Bites, they don't even mention that actually on the website of the icon, but it does exist because I've seen it. So that's just one of them. There's multiple on here that you will notice if you're comparing and contrasting. Now, there are bars. There are 23 bars. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I'm just going to call out some of them that exist. You have 4 locations for the lime and the coconut bar. 4 bars separate from each other that exist on the ship. 1 on 17, 1 on 16, and 2 on 15. Kind of across from each other. You also have 2 bars in the music hall, 1 on the 4th floor, 1 on the 3rd. You have a variety of other bars elsewhere. The Grove Bar, Ryan Bean, Jazz and Blues Bar, the Lemon Post, Crown Lounge. You got a whole variety of other bars, including Bubbles and other stuff. All right? You have 23 whole bars. Here's my problem at the end of the day. I, as complimentary persona, only have one restaurant I can sit down and be served on a plate, and I actually eat as I'm going to a regular restaurant. Everything else is drive-by food. If I was a suite guest, I would have two options, but there's no point for a sweet guest to come down to the regular main dining room to eat because they're already at the Coastal Kitchen. The Coastal Kitchen is a more upscale version of the main dining room. So they're not going to come down here for, peasant land. So yeah, remotely, you're talking about truly feeling like you are third class. Dang. Like one actual sit-down location to actually eat, and then everywhere else is drive-by food, walk up and, grab and go. Come on. Everything else is like sandwiches. We're talking about sandwiches you don't want to eat because you don't like what's already on it, and they're pre-made. They're not custom. So you're telling me that I am paying with my money to get on the ship as a whole price for you to give me food I don't want. You make it readily available, but it's not a great selection. A great example is at the Pearl Cafe. They have these sandwiches and it's a mushroom sandwich. Well, the sandwich looks dry as hell in the cabinet and it looks like alligator skin, okay? It reminds me of one of those old style Neutrogena commercials that they used to put lotion on your skin and have the alligator walk across the room. It does not look appetizing. Even in the Aquadome market, they got like a pre-made sandwich. If it wasn't for I can't remember the name of it. It starts with an M. If it wasn't for the hot sandwich, the actual cheese and ham sandwich that is fried by a little bit of egg on it, if it wasn't for that sandwich, I don't think I would have even ate at like the Aquadome market. I hate to tell you, because that's the only thing that's just the actual ham and cheese sandwich. And then when they throw the sugar on it, I don't like that. That's kind of weird. No. It's not a barbecue sandwich, so I don't see the point of powdered sugar. Whatever. But anyway, like muff it up. You know what I'm trying to say. If you've seen the sandwich, I'll show it in the video. Whatever. But my point is, everything else is pre-made sandwiches that I actually don't want. So you're using my money to give me sandwiches I don't want. Pre-made sandwiches that might contain ham, cheese, salami, and then it has pickles on it. Well, we're adults, and children are eating too. Now that's another thing. You can't tell me you're going to have the kids on chicken nuggets and everything for the entire time when you got teens, preteens, and like mini adults. They are not going to sit there and eat pizza, chicken nuggets, and hot dogs and hamburgers for the whole time. They're going to eventually have to go into a restaurant and everything of that nature. But the beef at the end of the day is the fact that everything else is pre-made on the ship. The dining room was great. Shout out to Anakin on the right over here with his team of his folks at 226. When I tell you, if it wasn't for Anakin and his team, we would have not survived the main dining room for as long as we did, for a whole 7 days. I'm telling you, they made our experience 1,000 times better. Appreciate what they did by being prompt, on time, quick with our food, and always there to tend to any needs that we had. It was a fantastic experience in the main dining room. I'm not going to say it was terrible. But the only thing is, after 3 days of eating in the dining room, night after night after night, the food started tasting the same. You know why? Because it's the same thing. Chicken, steak, pork, fish. How many varieties of ways can you cook it? I mean, you kind of get tired of it in your own house when you're doing it. So if you're doing it on a ship, you got 3 days before you're like, and my taste buds are not amused after a certain point. Yeah, I look forward to the dessert and stuff like that. I did look forward to how it was going to look, what it was going to smell like, what it was going to taste like. Some things are tasty. Some things are not tasty. And when I say the things that are not tasty, I'm referring to the things that are seasoned for not me culture. Fun fact, guys. When we went to our first elegant night in the main dining room, we were able to get lobster and not be charged for the second tail if we wanted it. The second time we went, there was a price for the second tail and or more tails. Go figure. Lobster Gate initiated. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am Jamaican. I like spice. Pepper is not a spice to me. Pepper is a basic seasoning. I know it's in the spice cabinet. Don't come after me. But that's not spicy, okay? Some people consider pepper to be spicy. But whatever, not my problem. So, I mean, you have all that. So, if you want to, it's just pretty annoying after 7 days of being on the ship to come to find out that I only have one sit-down eating restaurant that is not going to serve me a sandwich, okay? And at the end of the day, when you're comparing it to Norwegian complimentary, consider all your opportunities and even specialty dining, because as freebies, they give you like 2 or 3 or 1, depending on how long your cruise is. They'll give you specialty dining. They'll give it to you as an option for free. You only pay the gratuities, and it's light gratuities because it's free to access. Even with Carnival on the Mardi Gras, the Jubilee, and also the Celebration, they have complimentary restaurants as well. All right? They have the Asian infusion one that's there, Shebang. They have even, Shebang is a sit-down restaurant. They have their Italian restaurant that's a sit-down restaurant as well. So you got more than just one option outside of the main dining room. There's more options. Even with Norwegian, even though taste and savor is the same as the main dining room, at least they make it a lie to you so you feel better like you're going somewhere else, even though you can get the same thing in all 3 locations. But it's the lie that I appreciate. Do better. You got 23 whole bars on this ship. Knock about 5 of them out and give people more options to eat, that they can sit down and enjoy a meal with their family that's quiet. Not where you're like, hey, how you doing over there? Hey, Johnny, get out of the pool. Blah, 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 blah. Give people more options. That's my problem. And that's what I'm trying to get across. So you'll see what I actually got a chance to eat, because I didn't eat in the paying places to eat. I ate all the complimentary, which I got pictures, I got videos, got all that other stuff. That's the importance. So yes, it's an adventure, but this is an area that they can do better.